All right, everybody, welcome back. I'm Mark with MTB Overland. We're going to be doing a 4-part series on installing a Ironman 4x4 Foam Cell Pro lift on a Toyota 4Runner, 5th gen. We're going to be doing a realistic video. We're going to be showing you all the pitfalls and any difficulties we come across. So got my buddy Brian, the owner, and Alan. He's going to be helping us out. Nate may stop by for like 5 seconds. So stay tuned and we're going to get this 4Runner lifted. Oh. All right, so I wanted to do this while everything's still fresh in my memories. Brian just left. We put a Ironman Foam Cell Pro, gotta make sure I say it right, lift on his 4Runner.
Adjustable? Hell yeah. Ironman, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
And Brian, we took our Arkansas trip. He kind of got the bug, you know.
All right, so why am I putting tires in a lift kit on my 2015 4Runner Trail Edition? Well, because that asshole over there dragged me out to Arkansas last September.
That guy.
He even told me he was going to get me hooked on this shit.
Oh yeah, crack baby.
And son of a gun, when I got back, like 3 weeks after I got back, suddenly my Pathfinder got crashed into a tree and ended up with a 4Runner, which was begging for upgrades and bigger tires and better suspension. So
Yeah.
that's what's going on here.
This was a car or 4Runner from, it was a Massachusetts car, so you know, up north with all the rust and everything, it was just, we ran into a lot of rust and ended up having to cut bolts, grind bolt heads off, using PB blaster a lot.
No pre-treating. It's all.
So we got it done, but it did take a lot. So this is not your typical install video to where everything looks perfect. You know, the installers raise it up on a lift and the vehicle's clean, it's brand new, never been off-roaded, and everything comes off easy. It's like, you know, they just show you pulling the part on, putting the part on. I'm going to show you some real footage of what it's like to put this Ironman 4x4 Foam Pro Cell lift on a Toyota 4Runner. Okay, so we started this job on a Friday night, kind of after work. We got the 4Runner in the garage. We got it up on jack stands, took all the wheels off, and basically just sprayed PB Blaster on everything, and then left it for Saturday morning to start. They said the skid plate's going to move up a little bit, but
It's probably gonna fall off.
It's not that rusty.
we want to make sure we get on that skid, on that cross member.
Yeah.
You're on it. You're
Can't tell
dead
how
center.
centered you are, but you're definitely on it.
You're centered.
Pay attention for any crushing sounds like aluminum.
Like that crunching sound?
We're trying to go down slow. Make sure you watch it. Because you know these jacks never go
Oh
down.
yeah.
There it goes.
Contact.
That base of jig will make sure all 4 feet hit the concrete. Sometimes it'll rock.
She's good.
Yeah. Going up.
Going up. Yep. Wheels are up. That was easy.
Hey, look at that squishy suspension. That thing's so squishy. Oh, it rides smooth.
It does.
Yeah, not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. You're gonna feel and hear everything.
We're going right in front of the link bar. Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fast.
Contact.
All right.
Sitting on fours.
Looking good. You know, learning stuff about my vehicle. This is the fun part.
Those don't count as security nuts.
There you go. That's so one of these things is not like the other. One of these things doesn't belong.
Dang it, Toyota.
Yeah, it's all Toyota's fault.
So somebody lost 4 lug nuts while they were changing the wheels? I can't imagine 4 fell off along the life of this vehicle. Somehow some jackass lost 4 while he was like, oh.
So first thing Saturday morning, we started on the passenger side passenger side front, and the rust on this vehicle was really something that just held us back in time. Made it take the whole job, took longer.
It's a salt rust bucket. Not getting done today.
I know, I'm just hopeful thinking. I'm wishful thinking.
You're supposed to dread it so it goes easier.
I think it's gonna be horrible.
Kids got to stop being so critical of my vehicle. The
It's
darkness
it's reality, bro.
The darkness is sensitive.
You gotta stop with that darkness stuff, man. Nobody told you yet.
Hey,
Hey, leave in the comments whether or not Brian should stop with calling this the darkness. Some Star Wars action he's doing here. It needs to stop.
You look, if you pan underneath the brake drum right there, the brake disc, and you see the amount of rust, that's not dirt.
It's not dirt.
It's not the rustness, it's the darkness. Quit talking like that.
I mean, there's stuff crawling in it too. Look at this mess.
I found some kind of nest on the other side.
We had to, the sway bar, the front sway bar just did not want to, the end links did not want to come out. First, we're going to start by removing the sway bar link bolt. It's a good sign, man. Something came loose. Oh, that's not a good. Really? I spoke too soon. We ended up using a pair of vice grips to hold where the bushing usually is, but there's a little bit of metal showing. So a pair of vice grips, because the Allen head, it just stripped out. It was so rusty, it just stripped out. So we had no other choice but to use vice grips and the socket. We finally got that undone. It was like a big celebration when we got that done. All right, so an hour later, we got the sway bar end link off. An hour later.
2 sway bar end links off,
Okay.
both sides.
2 sway bar end links off in an hour. So we're on pace. We're going to be here, probably another 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, at least.
At least, so stay tuned. And we took the front sway bar mounts off so we could get the sway bar dropped and completely out of the way. Made it a lot easier just to be able to get that sway bar maneuverable inside that, because you can't really take it out because of the frame rails, but totally unbolting it is a plus. Now we're going to try and pull those bolts off. Don't that look exciting?
All right.
So as you can see, just go ahead and pull off the front splash shield and the front skid plate and go ahead and get those out of the way. As you can see throughout this whole process, there's just bolt after bolt that just does not want to give it up. So eventually you'll end up going to a impact. But it's fun watching Brian try to take off these bolts with just a air ratchet. You can hear my air ratchet struggling. But yeah, just see, here he goes again, trying to struggle with the air ratchet. Just break out the impact. Come on, man, you can do it. All right, finally there at the impact.
Oh shit. What? I hit the button.
A lot of videos on YouTube will tell you that they take the lower control arm off, I guess so they can drop it better, or they think they can drop it better. But we, after watching a few videos, we took the top, the upper control arm off completely. Take the castle nut down, cotter pin, castle nut, remove this long bolt out of the front, slide it out.
That I got are gonna be rusty.
Damn, son.
All right, so next we're going to take the castle nut and cotter pin off of the upper control arm, and then we got to remove the main control arm bolt, which is this long bolt that goes from one side to the other. And then we're going to tie the control arm up with some bungee cords. Look at that, already prepared. So this is
Tie the steering knuckle up.
it's 10:08 Saturday morning, and I'll let y'all know what time it is when we get this control arm off.
No. Are these pizzas open yet?
Are you already hungry?
Oh, I'm thinking I'm gonna get hungry.
Yeah.
That happens.
So you got a different kind of cotter pin than what you had. Ended up having to use a 1/2-inch drive breaker bar to break that bolt right there.
All right, so while Mark is working the other side, changing out that, disconnecting the upper control arm, I'm gonna get to work on this side, pulling out this fender liner. There's a seam back there that has to be hammered down, and I put all this back in here to give myself some more clearance, more tire clearance. It's all about tire clearance. And then I already did the body mount chop down here, had that welded in there, so this gives me an extra inch or so down there. Should be good.
Kind of wedge the jack stand under the lower control arm to keep it from falling down when I take that castle nut off. I don't know how far it's going to drop. We're about to find out. Alright, so I'm not going to take this all the way off. I'm going to leave it hanging there just a little bit. And I've seen this done on TV. You take a hammer and you hit right here, and supposedly this is going to drop off. I've seen it done on TV. But apparently, they've never met the darkness. Because the darkness, hey, it worked. It only took about 6 hits. Maybe I'll edit that down to where it looks like it did it the first time. Yeah, bam, awesome. All right, we'll pull this off. It should be, it's sitting on that, close to that jack stand, so it shouldn't drop anywhere. There we go. You're my favorite bolt so far. I'm gonna put this back here so we don't lose it. There you go. There you go.
Vincent. Bring on.
There we go. All right, that's better. All right. Easy. All right, here I'm just wrapping the bungee cord around the steering knuckle, trying to, I think I ended up going around the frame and up around the knuckle. You just try to keep it, you know, tied up so it won't pull the axle shafts out of the joints. All right, maybe that'll hold it there. All right, so we got the upper control arm bolt. It's a 19 millimeter. Get in here. Yep, that way. Get on this side. And then I gotta push up on this, so. Yeah. They say the proper sign of a good mechanic is he knows how to use tools the wrong way. And hit himself in the face with a wrench. Today's 4Runner lift is brought to you by PB Blaster Big Shot Can. This is the family size. It'll take care of all your family loosening of bolts whenever you're having problems. Since 1957, PB Blaster. If you don't have this tool right here, you're not getting that bolt off. Now we have to slide that like 1.5 inch long bolt out the front.
Say 1.5 inch long?
1.5 long bolt out of this damn front end of this Toyota. And I said the wiggle. And you know that damn lock you have to put, can you get that lock?
I can see it, but I can't have it. Easy. You bang it against the AC line.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's, you get the bolt out? Huh?
Not really.
Really? I got plugs. Okay. Well, here's the stock control arm. It's stamped steel. You can tell the Ironman upper control arm. It's like a solid piece. We got new ball joint, new bushings. It's gonna be a big difference compared to this. When you're pulling this bolt out of the slot, this washer wants to get caught, and it kind of keeps you from being able to pull it out. So you gotta have a person down below kind of holding the washer, and a guy up top pulling the bolt as you kind of wiggle the control arm back and forth. But we got it out, and this bolt isn't actually in that bad a condition. Clean the threads up a little bit, but we got new ones, so we're gonna go ahead and put that in. All right. Oh, and it's a 1109, so that's how long it took to get that control arm out. Well, that's all we have time for in this episode, so let's do a little quick recap. We got the sway bar disconnected, we got the upper control arm off. The next episode, we're gonna move on to getting the coilovers off. Hopefully they'll come off a lot easier, and we'll move on from there and see what kind of trouble we can find on this 4Runner. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.